Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today I'm going to be doing kind of like a Brian Plays. I've never actually played this game before, so this is going to be my first real go at it. And this is Donkey Kong Jr. on the Commodore 64. Now I've played many different Donkey Kong Juniors before. It's not like I've never played the actual game itself, but this version of it I've never played before. And there's a reason for that. I mean, when I was a kid, I had Donkey Kong Jr. Or sorry, I had Donkey Kong on the Commodore 64, and I played a lot of that. And I had it on the Intellivision. Now, the Intellivision only had the two boards, so it had the first barrel board, which is the popular barrel board, and it had the girder, or the rivets stage. Um, the Commodore 64 had all four stages, which were from the original arcade in there. However, on the Commodore 64, Donkey Kong, the original one that I had, was a little bit slow. I mean, Mario kind of moved slow. He jumped weird. It was very difficult to play. I mean, I used to play it a lot, but I mean, it wasn't easy to play it. And as far as Donkey Kong Jr. is concerned, I had it on the Intellivision as well, which was a great version of it, much better than the Donkey Kong that it had. And that was it. I didn't get Donkey Kong Jr. again until I eventually owned a ColecoVision and was able to play it on that. And my friend had it on a ColecoVision as well. And I love Donkey Kong Jr. as well. It was a great game. And I always wondered why I never had it on the Commodore 64. I mean, the Commodore 64 has a huge library, like over 10,000 games easily. And so, why didn't I have it? Well, the reason was it never existed. For whatever reason, it never was ported onto the Commodore 64. It was ported onto the Atari 2600. It was the Atari 7800, the Nintendo NES system. It was ported into Coleco. It was ported in television. Like the Atari 8-bit lineup, it was everywhere, but it did not exist on the Commodore 64. Not until this point, 2014 came along, and these programmers, it says right there, Andreas Varga, graphics by Steve Day, sound by Mikkel Hostrup, if I said that right. These guys came along, decided to actually make it happen, which is cool. And so I'm going to give this game a try, because this is something that is like I've always really wanted to play on the Commodore 64. So let's see what we got going on here. Oh, we got some weird symbol down there. The at symbol thing. Okay. So this is how you can kind of like, modify the game a bit. I don't want to do that. Just let's start the game. Not bad sound effects. I mean, it kind of sounds like, the Donkey Kong sound. It kind of reminds me of the Nintendo version, actually. You got the 1-up up there, the highest score. You got a one-player game, 2 players, standard, advanced, expert. That's all nice. You got all the options there. I think I'll stick with standard because Donkey Kong Jr. is usually a pretty tough game. So let's go with the standard 1-player. Interesting. I mean, it's got the sound effects. It's a little bit lower of a tone. Almost sounds like a bass baritone type of idea. But you can make it out. That's, the sound chip on the Commodore 64 was quite incredible for its day. Compared to a lot of other systems out there. The sounds that can come out of the Commodore 64 were quite amazing. Well, you can make it out, everything. You can make out that that's Donkey Kong Jr. I always love the look on his face when he's climbing down there. Looks like he's meaning business. Same kind of wide jump that Donkey Kong Jr. always has. That's interesting too. They didn't try and correct that. Unlike the weird version on the Atari 2600. But so far, I mean, everything seems to be okay. It's a little slow. I give it that. It does kind of remind me of the slowness of the original Donkey Kong, but it's a little bit faster. It's not as tedious, I would say. Okay, so then we go on to this stage, which is that, continuation of the whole jungle scene. Rather than going on to the chain stage, which I don't know, that's something I never actually bothered to pay attention to, is how do the stages work in Donkey Kong Jr.? Do they usually go to the first stage to the chain stage and then work its way up to this stage and then to the next stage? Now another thing that's interesting is the bird is actually dropping the egg on the first stage, the first round anyways. If I recall on the Intellivision, the birds don't drop any eggs until after you've completed the game, or completed all the stages, and then go back and then start again, then they start to actually drop it. However, the other weird thing is, it seems to always be dropping in the same spot. Meaning that you can predict when it's going to fall, because it's always in the same place. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but that kind of takes away from the skill set, because you know it's always going to fall there from that one bird. So I'm going to run. Oh, didn't think I was going to make it there. Alright. Sound effects is cool too. It's awesome. So it looks like I have the two up there too. I got two Donkey Kongs up in the top right corner there. That's how many men I have. The L1 is, I guess, the level I'm on, so each level is divided into the, you know, I guess there's 4 stages on this one. Now this is the other level that seems to be absent in a lot of the ports outside of the Atari 2600, and of course the Atari 8-bit lineup has all 4 stages in it as well. I think so. Anyways, I'm trying to remember from when I played this. This was really hard on the Atari 8-bit lineup. I mean, I was having a hard time playing it. But this level, I first learned about this level on the Nintendo. I have the Donkey Kong Classics on the Nintendo. Whoa! And it includes Donkey Kong Jr. and Donkey Kong. This was the first time that I got to play this level. Not until I got the Atari 2600 version, which has this level, but it's a lot different. I mean, it's a lot easier, and I mean, doesn't have the same kind of graphics, obviously, and so this was obviously from the arcade version, you know, from the original, the arcade. It would have been ported over. That was one of the good things with the computer systems, is that they often would have the full game, whereas things like the Atari and the ColecoVision and all that would leave certain levels out. Even the Nintendo, for Donkey Kong, for instance, leaving out the Pie stage. Okay, so we're on this stage. This is the chain level. Not bad. So far, it's playing very well. I mean, I'm not having any issues moving Junior. It's just how I would play it on any other version of Donkey Kong Jr. This level's not too difficult. Unlike the 8-bit port, that was really hard on the first, you know, beginner stage. Oh, I just got hit by that bird. It's not good. Think I'm gonna have to start again then? Yep. So the hit detection on this is a little bit crazy. Doesn't take much, just like a pixel of, you know, pixel length before they hit you, and you're dead. Okay. That red guy's in my way, I can't get up. There. Whoa! I mean, this is not too hard. Definitely played harder versions of Donkey Kong Jr. But this is done really well. I mean, this is so far pretty smooth. Let's see if it has that, okay, so it's got the animation, that's cool. I don't know what Mario was standing on there, but yeah, that's pretty much from the original. So I guess it just cycles through the 4 stages in a row. Kind of would have been better if they, you know, gradually worked your way up. You know, I don't know if the arcade was like this or not. I don't know if I've actually played the original arcade game. But it would have been nice to see it like start off, you just play the first, this board and then the chain board, and then to have to complete it and then play the first board again and then move to the second jungle scene, and then eventually run through it again and then have to then get that final electrical stage. But I guess they decided to just do it all 4 levels in a row and just repeat. So it probably never changes. It looks like you can't jump from the springboard onto that platform either. Some versions of Donkey Kong Jr. you can. So far nothing seems to have changed. Still dropping that egg in the same spot. So it makes me wonder if the the advanced version is any different. The game speeds up or whatever. Whoa. Okay, so it seems like there's more birds. They're coming a lot faster. Yeah, it's a little bit tougher with the birds there. Let's see if I can get through this. I might have to jump on that first, this thing here. Wait. I have to look for the right time when I can go. There we go. Looks like I only have one little junior left. And back to this funky stage again. Still say out of all the stages, this one is the odd one. It doesn't really seem to fit. It's just, kind of odd kind of, I don't know, just awkward kind of stage. Like these little electrical blips things running around, and Mario's kind of controlling it with his little control stick over there. Generating new electrical blips, whatever they are. The sound is great. I really think they did a great job on this version. It's hard to believe that this is not an official version of Donkey Kong Jr. So I take it I just gotta complete this, and it's just gonna cycle back to the first stage again. Which is fine, I mean, that's typical. See if I can get this guy up there. Seems like the birds are, well, almost the same. Whoa. Okay, this red guy won't leave the chain. That's not good. Now there's 2 of them. How am I gonna do this? He does a really slow going up a single chain. Whoa, that was close. Yeah, he's very slow going up the chain single, but and we fall again. And I guess it just keeps cycling and cycling and just gets harder and harder, supposedly. Anyways, yeah, this is pretty fun. I think if you're a Commodore 64 fan, or Donkey Kong Jr. fan, you should probably check this one out. Actually pretty decent. So far I only know of the ROM. I don't know if it actually is sold on a cartridge or disc or anything like officially. You could probably just have to search it out on the internet. You'll probably find it. Anyways, let me know what you think of the game. Let me know what you think of Donkey Kong Jr. Are you a fan of either the game or the original Donkey Kong? I'd love to hear it. And yeah, give it a try for yourself. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe to my channel. Talk to you later.